What are you hoping for? Okay, I realize that it might be a ridiculous question to ask you at the moment because I know what you're hoping for. You're hoping, along with everyone else, that we can finally come to an end of this whole coronavirus situation. If you've got relatives who are sick with the coronavirus, you're hoping that they're going to be okay, that they're going to get through this. Or maybe you're looking at the news reports and you're just hoping that the coronavirus will stop so that thousands of people won't die all over the world. Or maybe, like me, you're hoping that the coronavirus won't spread into countries where it hasn't actually reached yet. Or again, maybe you're not directly affected by the coronavirus, but you're limited with your movements, with what you can do, what you're allowed to do, depending on what country you're in, what city you're in. So I think, like the rest of the world, we're all hoping for an end to this coronavirus. And hope is a wonderful thing. Hope is such an important thing, and hope is something that brings us through these really tough times. And you can read documentaries about how people have survived difficulties by having hope, by having something to hope and something to look forward to, something to long for that's got them through. Hope got our people through the Shoah, and hope gets people through tough times, and hope will also get us through this very difficult situation with COVID-19. But what exactly is hope? Today, what we've reduced hope to is kind of wishful thinking or optimism. So maybe in better times, we would have said, oh, I hope I win the lottery. You know, I bought a ticket, I've chosen my numbers, and I really hope that they come up. Or you can say, I hope I'm having a nice food for dinner tonight. I mean, maybe that's a realistic hope for us. Maybe we can say, I hope that there's food in the store for us to buy. But it's not based on any kind of certainty. When we use hope in that way, we're saying we don't really expect it to be like that. We want it to be like that, but we don't expect it. And so we use the word hope. But traditionally, when the concept of hope was being formed, it wasn't something that was wishful thinking, it wasn't optimism, it was actually a very, very secure hope in something specific. And that's the way the Bible uses hope. So when we're reading through the Bible, we often, interestingly enough, see the word hope interchangeably used with the word to wait. And that's the fundamental meaning of the Hebrew words that are used in the Tanakh, in the Old Testament, the Bible, to talk about hope. The idea is that we're waiting for something. We're waiting for something that is definitely going to happen. So the question becomes, what is our hope in? Is our hope wishful, optimistic thinking that maybe things will get better? Or are we waiting for something, or maybe someone to act and to change things? Well, of course, throughout the whole of the Bible, the hope is always in God. And in the Bible, there is no such thing as hope that is not directly connected with God, because God is the source of all hope. Why? Well, because He can do anything. He can do whatever He wants. He's all-powerful and He's able. And also, not only is He all-powerful and able to do anything, He's loving and He cares. And so it makes sense for us to want to put our hope in a being that loves completely, perfectly, and that can do whatever He wants, because we know that He's able to get us through. So in the Bible, anytime we were going through bad times, our hope was in God. Why? Because He was able to change the situation. And ultimately, He has changed the world's situation when He sent Yeshua, His Son, the Messiah, Jesus, to die 2,000 years ago. And that was the great hope that all of our ancestors were looking forward to. They were looking forward to a day when God would change all of the effects of this evil in our world. And on that day, 2,000 years ago, when Yeshua died, that was when the change started. Because on that day, Yeshua beat death, and He gives us a hope that one day we will also beat death. Of course, you and I will die physically, that's a given, we know that. But we can beat death, and that after we die, we will truly enter into true life. So the question is, what are you hoping for? Is your hope short-sighted or long-sighted? Of course, we can have short-term hopes, and it's really good. It's really good that we hope that coronavirus will finish soon. But what about the next time we're challenged? What about if there's a war? What about if there's another virus that's even worse? Where is our hope in? We need something in these very dark times that we can set our hope in that will last, And so I encourage you, let's put our hope in God. Why? Because He's able, He's powerful, and He wants to help, and He wants to change things, and He has already changed things, and He is changing things. And one day, and that is my hope, and I don't mean my wishful thinking, I mean my true fixed opinion that I'm waiting for to happen, is that one day Jesus will change everything, and He'll put everything right exactly the way it should be. Is this wishful thinking? You decide for yourself. Put your hope in God. See if He's worthy of you putting your hope in Him. See if it really makes a difference. And especially during this time, don't just think about the end of Corona. Think about hope that truly lasts, because that hope you won't find anywhere else, only in God.